Hello, Commanders fans. Today we have some hot news that you can't miss. So get ready because there's a lot of important information coming your way. Before we start, take the opportunity to subscribe to the channel, activate the bell, and stay up to date with all the news about our Washington Commanders. Don't forget to leave a like, which really strengthens our community and helps bring this content to more fans of the team. Now, without further ado, let's get straight to today's news. Commanders' updated injury report for divisional round raises alarm bells about Bobby Wagner. The Washington Commanders need all hands on deck as they look to pull off a surprise win over the Detroit Lions to reach the NFC Conference Championship game. Wednesday's injury report raised some alarm bells about one of their high-profile players. Bobby Wagner sprained his ankle during Washington's sensational wild card win over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The perennial All-Pro linebacker hung in there like all good leaders do. However, the injury has continued to bother him in the days since. It won't be long before Wagner recovers. The Commanders played on the road Sunday night and traveled to Ford Field for Saturday Night Football. That puts them at a disadvantage, so time is of the essence. Commanders LB Bobby Wagner did not practice for the second straight day. Wagner was listed as a non-participant for Tuesday's kickoff preparations. That wasn't anything to worry about, considering he would likely have had a rest day anyway. His lack of activity on Wednesday, with one practice remaining before final injury designations are determined, represents something to monitor, if nothing else. This is a minor issue for now. Wagner is a seasoned pro who knows how to prepare his body. He also knows the magnitude of this upcoming occasion and how to play through pain. It would be a bombshell of epic proportions if Wagner were not on the field this weekend. At the same time, his presence could do more harm than good if he is not anywhere near 100% against an elite Lions offense. The former second-round pick needs to be organizing things at the second level of defense. Wagner is the pre-snap communicator, getting everyone in the right positions and making sure they are aware of their responsibilities on any given down. That is extremely important considering Ben Johnson, a man who was once pegged as Washington's head coach before things went sour, runs an explosive, creative offense capable of racking up points and yards at will. Things should become clearer in the next 24 hours. Seeing Wagner on the practice field would somewhat ease those fears. If he can't make it, that doesn't bode well for his hopes of making a lasting contribution. The Commanders have erred on the side of caution with any injuries this season. But this is a win-or-go-home environment, so taking a little extra risk if Wagner approves is a possibility. Wagner is eager to get involved. His presence would be sorely missed, but how he responds to treatment and any involvement with practice on Friday will determine his fate. Washington Commanders emerge as potential destination for T Higgins in free agency, according to CBS Sports. Wide receiver T Higgins, one of the offensive pillars of the Cincinnati Bengals, is set to test the free agency market this offseason. With his proven ability and immediate impact on the field, the player should attract attention from several NFL teams. In a recent analysis, Jordan Dajani of CBS Sports pointed to the Washington Commanders as a possible destination for the player, highlighting the team's potential to build a competitive roster around its promising rookie quarterback, Jayden Daniels. Commanders' interest in T Higgins. The Washington Commanders, who have been undergoing an aggressive rebuild, are looking to cement their identity as one of the emerging forces in the league. The arrival of Jayden Daniels was a game-changer for the franchise, and now the priority is to give him the necessary tools to accelerate his development. In his analysis, Dajani explained that the Commanders have shown a willingness to invest heavily in building a competitive roster. Ever since Washington made its first draft choice with Jayden Daniels, General Manager Adam Peters has made it clear that his Super Bowl window is wide open. He already made a bold move in acquiring cornerback Marshawn Lattimore, and now he may be ready to make one or two more big signings this offseason. CBS Sports predicts that Washington will offer T Higgins a 4-year, $108 million contract, with an average annual salary of $27 million. That amount would put Higgins in the top 10 highest-paid wide receivers in the NFL, cementing his importance within the roster. Higgins, a key piece for the Commanders' offense? The signing of T Higgins would be a strategic addition for the Commanders, who are looking to bolster their receiving core and create a more dynamic and unpredictable offense. Combined with Daniels' talent, Higgins could become the team's main offensive weapon, alongside other established playmakers. Additionally, Washington's salary cap flexibility makes this move financially feasible. The team has shown in recent years that it is willing to invest in elite talent, which further strengthens the possibility of seeing Higgins in a Commanders jersey next season. T Higgins' uncertain future in Cincinnati. On the other hand, the Cincinnati Bengals are not willing to part with T Higgins without a fight. Despite speculation that his departure seemed inevitable, especially given the salary cap constraints, quarterback Joe Burrow has been a vocal advocate for Higgins to remain with the team. Recently, reports surfaced that Burrow, Higgins, and Ja'Marr Chase have been openly discussing the possibility of continuing to play together in Cincinnati. For the trio, the goal is clear: keep the offensive core intact in order to pursue the long-awaited Super Bowl title. However, the financial challenges are significant. With Burrow already signed to a historic contract and Ja'Marr Chase also nearing a lucrative extension, the Bengals' cap space is increasingly tight. Retaining Higgins would require a delicate balance between keeping the trio and addressing other critical needs on the roster. The market for T Higgins. If the Bengals can't find a solution to retain Higgins, he will quickly become one of the most coveted players in free agency. Teams with cap space and looking for a dominant presence at wide receiver, such as the Washington Commanders, will be ready to make attractive offers. In addition to Washington, other teams could enter the fray depending on their needs and priorities this offseason. However, the Commanders have a combination of factors that make them an especially attractive destination: a young, promising quarterback, a general manager willing to invest in big names, and the ability to compete in an increasingly competitive NFC East.